Oh, hello there. Isn't this antique radio a delight? And what wonders await on its channels? You must want to find out. If you would like to listen to a very special program, turn the dial to Channel 4. If you would like to listen to a very special program, turn the dial to Channel 4. If you would like to listen to a very...
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
The makers of Klaxo effervescent tablets present Sandra McCall as Cat Keene, investigator. Each week this summer, Klaxo tablets, those nifty little pick-me-uppers, bring you the thrilling adventures of Cat Keene. Though she publishes hard-boiled crime fiction under the pen name Sterling Gray, Plucky Cat always seems to find herself in the middle of a genuine mystery.
And just like those perky little bubbles in every glass of Klaxo, Cat always rises to the occasion. With the help of her friend and society maven Marjorie Banks, and the advice of her companion and lawyer Carlton Prescott. Yes, friends, Klaxo effervescent tablets. If life's got you down, you might as well be 6 feet under without a Klaxo. Say, you there, listening to this radio. You seem a smart, sensible consumer. Why not meet me on Channel 6 to hear more about all the things Klaxo can do for you?
Come now, Chester. They want to get to the mystery. You'll have time to shill your swill at the half. Dear listener, the story begins on Channel 1. Set the dial to Channel 1 to begin tonight's story.
Or to Channel 6 if you can't get enough Klaxo. 6 if you can't get enough Klaxo.
Someone, for the love of God, help us!
Oh dear, you're on the wrong channel. You seem to have stumbled onto some spooky show that's probably quite distasteful. Best to stick to the channels you're told to visit.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Everyone knows I write for the society pages, but that doesn't mean I have to enjoy going to all these functions. Still, when it's your best friend throwing the event, you have to go. For the paper and for Marjorie, I agreed to hobnob with the society elite, even if I'd rather be writing my next book. No, the only mystery I thought I'd be solving today was the one in my closet. Which dress to wear? Something to stand out, or something to blend in? The flashy red number Marjorie persuaded me to buy on our last shopping adventure is on Channel 2. The more sedate navy two-piece that my mother loves is on Channel 4. The flashy red number Marjorie persuaded me to buy on our last shopping adventure is on Channel 2. The more sedate navy two-piece that my mother loves is on Channel 4. The flashy red number Marjorie persuaded me to buy on our last shopping adventure is on Channel 2. The more sedate navy two-piece that my mother loves is on Channel 4.
You have...
Hey now, this isn't helping Cat pick out her dress. Don't stray off the path too much, listener. You may hear things you don't like.
The flashy red number Marjorie persuaded me to buy on...
You have made a selection. Your choice will be... You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I decided on the sensible. After all, the job of a society columnist is to write the scene, not make the scene. In a decent dress and comfortable shoes, I awaited Carlton.
Cat? Don't you need to get ready for the gala?
I am ready, lunkhead. This is the dress.
Oh. Oh, right. Well, that's my cat. Just like Gertie Hopstetler.
Am I supposed to know who that is?
That's right. I forgot you have no interest in the crime novels of Sterling Gray. Gertie's the ever-useful and terribly practical secretary. I think she wears a dress just like that in 12 Steps to Murder. Good old Gertie.
Poor dear Carlton still had no idea Sterling Gray was the pen name where I did my most satisfying writing. I kept looking for an opportunity to tell him, but it was nice to have him as a fan without knowing it's me. Anyway, I let him drive us to Marjorie's Save the Orphans gala, and even let him summarize my own novel to me as we drove.
Well, isn't this quite the affair? Marjorie really pulled out all the stops for this one.
Yes.
My dear, you've got your grumpy face on.
Oh, you know how much I love to mix and mingle with the idle rich.
Pish tosh, you're a society writer. You love your job.
I said I loved being a writer.
Well, what else would you write?
What indeed? Silly me. But thank you. I promise to behave. We won't stay long, and then perhaps I'll let you take me to a motion picture.
I see the silent auction's drawing quite a crowd. Maybe I'll go have a look. Of course, if it's a Marjorie Banks party, I'm sure the buffet's also worth a visit. Take your time and make sure you get those vultures at the paper the requisite amount of fluff and gossip. I'll be only too happy to... Say, is that what I think it is? Excuse me, Cat, I'll be right back.
Don't worry, I love to be abandoned at stuffy galas.
Stuffy? Really, darling, you'll stop my poor feelings into the carpet.
Marjorie, come here. You've outdone yourself. The ballroom's beautiful and the quartet's top-notch.
Thank you. And thank you for donating your book to the auction. Has Carlton noticed yet?
Not so loud, and yes. He was off like a shot not 5 seconds after he glanced in that direction.
Leaving a talented beauty like you unescorted was reckless. May I offer you my arm and give you the tour?
You may.
Where shall we begin?
Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on Channel 3. We wander past the buffet on Channel 6. We wander past the buffet on Channel 6.
Hey, you! Can you hear me? I need your help! I need...
Full attention on the fizzy pick-me-up power of Klaxo effervescent tablets, of course. Don't bother with small fry when Klaxo has the deal for you. Klaxo is always thinking of the future. See you at intermission, discerning customer.
Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on... Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on Channel 3.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I see lots of people bidding. I'm sure you're going to raise plenty of money for the orphanage.
Speaking of which, look who's furiously bidding on a very familiar book. Oh, Carlton!
Carlton, whatever are you doing bidding on a dusty old book?
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to understand, Cat, but that's a first edition of Hard Time for Murder. That's Sterling Gray's debut novel. If they're auctioning one off, I have to have it. Sterling Gray's crime novels are how I unwind after a hard case.
Oh, I've seen your collection of pulp novels proudly displayed in your study, Carlton. But, Counselor, may I request a sidebar with your beautiful companion?
You ask a judge for a sidebar, not a lawyer, Marjorie.
Silly me. But what do I know? Cat, darling, a moment to discuss women's things?
If that smile on your face were any bigger, Marjorie, we'd see the canary you just swallowed.
He still doesn't know you're Sterling Gray.
Of course not. Think of the scandal.
You have to tell Carlton. He's going to bid too much on a book that you could have just given him.
Is this or is this not a charity auction? Is someone bidding too much not precisely the reason I gave you a first edition? This is your event after all. Be happy and leave poor Carlton to me.
Fine, but for a lover of detective novels, he's pretty bad at putting two and two together with his lady friend.
Say, what's that blank space on the table over there?
Oh, that's supposed to be an ancient Ecuadorian sundial or something. Teddy Foxbridge promised me he'd donate it. You know Teddy, don't you?
You introduced me to so many Teddys and Georges and even the occasional Dick. How can I keep track? Wait, don't tell me, is that him over there?
No, for heaven's sakes, that's Charlie Gilbert.
Really?
I know that particularly furrowed brow of suspicion. What?
No, it's nothing. Word going around the society pages is Charlie Gilbert's not doing too well lately, but he sure is placing a lot of bids at the auction.
Oh, well, you know how it goes in this city. Fortunes come and go.
True. Speaking of which, let's collect Carlton before he bids his life away. Overall, the evening was an unqualified success, except for the missing Teddy Foxbridge. It's one thing to let an expensive ticket go unused, but the sundial he promised to donate to the silent auction would have been a big-ticket fundraiser for Marjorie's cause. Because I'm a good friend, and also because my editor felt my column was a little boring, I volunteered to look in on Teddy and find out the reason for the no-show. That's when things turned interesting. No one home at the Foxbridge residence. No sign of Teddy anywhere for days.
I still think you're hoping for a mystery because you want a more exciting column.
Well, think that if you want, but I did some following up. Teddy Foxbridge hasn't shown up for a single appointment or meeting in days. I asked around. He's a wealthy businessman who has a reputation for being reliable. If he's missing, he could be in real trouble.
Be that as it may, when I introduce you to Evelyn, don't start by blurting out you think her fiancé is in mortal peril.
When have I ever been less than a dear, Marjorie?
Don't make me answer that. Now behave. We're here.
I know I promised Marjorie I'd be on my best behavior, but I couldn't escape the feeling all was not right with this Foxbridge. Blurting out my suspicions to Evelyn is on Channel 1. Being more delicate with my questions is on Channel 2. Blurting out my suspicions to Evelyn is on Channel 1. Being more delicate with my questions is on Channel 2. Blurting out my suspicions to Evelyn is on Channel 1.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Oh, Marjorie, darling, what a nice surprise. And what a lovely event that was the other night. You should be so proud.
Ev, you're a delight as always. I'm only sorry we didn't have more time to catch up.
That's for the same reason as always. You moved so fast through the room. You were a social blur. I didn't even have time to tell you the news.
News? Oh, heavens, yes, tell me everything. But first, where are my manners? Do you know Catherine Keene? She writes for the society pages. We've been friends since childhood.
The society pages? In that case, I should perhaps be a little more careful with my news, at least until it's public.
Oh, you can trust Kat with a secret, I promise. Right, Kat?
A lockbox of secrets, that's me.
Well, certain secrets are what the society pages are all about. And seeing as how you're a friend of Marjorie's, I'll happily give you the scoop. Teddy finally married me!
Oh my, are you quite serious? And I wasn't invited.
No one was. We eloped. I was beginning to think we would set some kind of record for the longest engagement, and then last weekend we were married at sea.
At sea? You're pulling my leg.
Oh, of course I've always wanted a big to-do, but Teddy's stutter and stage fright have proven quite an obstacle to setting a date. The last time we even got close to booking a church, he fainted right there in the rectory office.
A wedding at sea makes a splash in its own way. But I can't imagine a married man wanting to be away from his new bride so quickly.
Oh, Teddy's always so busy with business.
Is that why we didn't see Teddy at the fundraiser the other night?
Oh, no. Teddy stays frightfully busy with all his dealings. He makes investments and does a lot of traveling. That's how he came by the sundial for your auction.
Oh, but didn't you notice? The sundial wasn't at the auction.
Now, that's strange. Arthur promised me he would deliver it since Teddy might be delayed coming back from his trip.
Trip?
Inspecting some mine in South America. Charlie wants him to invest in it. Charlie wouldn't stop talking about it to Arthur even as the boat left the marina.
Arthur's investing?
No, but he has a vested interest in protecting Teddy from everything. He's such a loyal best friend like that. And thank goodness for him helping out while Teddy's away. I apologize if we were cloistered so much at your gala. We had a very big secret to keep, after all. Arthur's such a dear friend. Teddy couldn't have asked for a better best man.
But you still need a witness or the wedding doesn't count, right?
Oh, Charlie helped out. The boat was Arthur's idea to help Teddy get past the stage fright of a big crowd, but Charlie took care of chartering the boat and was there to see his chum married.
And the sundial?
Maybe the plans to bring it to the auction changed. You know men. I'm just happy the sundial's not in the house anymore. It gave me the creeps.
I have to say, you're so admirably restrained. I know if Carlton ever got around to marrying me, I'd want to know where he was at all times.
And maybe that's why he hasn't married you yet. I used to pester all the time, but I've learned it's better not to meddle when a man says he's up to business. If his investment partner and his best friend tell me he's too busy to call, I'm inclined to believe it's important.
You mentioned that before. He's away?
Oh, yes. Somewhere in South America, I think. He's looking into some large mining investments. It seems like he and Charlie made quite a find.
When was the last time you heard from him? Is there a way to contact him?
I don't see that's any of your business, Miss Keene. My husband is busy. I have no idea what became of the sundial, but it seems a moot point with the fundraiser over and already a success. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a frightful amount to prepare for when he returns, which I have been assured will be soon.
Oh, of course. Thank you for your time, Evelyn.
Yes, and congratulations. Are you proud of me? I behaved. I'm not sure we learned much.
Maybe there was nothing to learn.
I didn't say we learned nothing.
Oh, I can tell from that tone of voice that Kent Manning is about to jump off the pages of a Sterling Gray novel and once again get us into trouble. The case of the missing sundial, coming to bookshelves everywhere.
Not the missing sundial. The missing Teddy Foxbridge. I had the strong feeling Evelyn wasn't telling us everything. In fact, she definitely told us 3 important somethings. 1, they chartered a boat to be married at sea, which means they needed a sea captain to marry them. 2, Arthur was present. And 3, so was Charlie. Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. We interview Arthur on Channel 4. We try to find the sea captain on Channel 5. Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. We interview Arthur on Channel 4. We try to find the sea captain on Channel 5. Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. We interview Arthur on Channel 4. We try to find the sea captain on Channel 5. Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. We interview Arthur on Channel 4.
Is anyone out there listening? Don't be swayed by Klaxo. It's a bad deal. It's...
The only bad deal is saying no to those pleasant little bubbles, George. The only way to truly be free.
There's time to talk about Klaxo later, our eager little sponsor. Let's get back to the story.
Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. Marjorie and I...
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Everyone in town seems to know and like Arthur Erickson. The all-around good guy and friend to every fella in town, which includes the disreputable types Arthur's firm defends. Even Carlton likes Arthur, in spite of them being on opposite sides of many a criminal case. If Teddy Foxbridge indeed went missing, who better to be a help than the apparent best man at his wedding?
Good afternoon, ladies. Do you have an appointment?
Oh, we're just here to say a quick thank you to one of your associates who helped out with the orphans' ball the other night. Arthur Erickson.
Oh, he just walked past. I'll go find him for you.
No need. Hello, Miss Banks. So nice to see you again. I see you brought the society pages with you. Regards to Carlton, Miss Keene. What can I do for you?
Oh, it's a trifling matter only. I know you're good friends with Teddy Foxbridge, and there was a sundial meant to have turned up at the silent auction, but it never showed.
And neither did Teddy.
Teddy's like that. He likes his lifestyle and the travel, but he doesn't pay attention to the things right in front of him nearly enough.
Marriage will be good for him then.
Let's move into this conference room, shall we?
Lead on.
I see Carlton's been rubbing off on you, Miss Keene. Excellent cross-examination.
We've been to see Evelyn.
Poor Evelyn. She's a vibrant and dynamic woman who deserves to be cherished and doted on, not abandoned to go chase some dodgy gold mine in a forsaken rainforest northeast of Cusco.
Harsh words for a best friend.
And a best man.
I'm sorry, I just care about them both so much. I hope the wedding would convince Teddy to settle down, but he seems determined to go take his life into his own hands again.
Are you worried he's in danger? Evelyn assured us he was just busy with business.
Listen, Miss Keene, keep this to yourself, but Charlie Gilbert's been hard up for money lately. He foolishly got in too deep in the gold mines happening down there. If you think Los Angeles had its hands full with the Cohen outfit, you can't imagine the crime and corruption down there. No one's been that interested in bailing Charlie out for any of those reasons. I warned Teddy not to go.
But you let him on the boat with Charlie Gilbert.
I said I'd be his best man, but I haven't even made partner yet. Charlie wants to pay for a boat, and it makes Evelyn happy. Who am I to get in the way of all that?
Who indeed? You don't sound like you trust Charlie that much.
I'm a defense attorney. I trust everyone until they give me a reason not to, Miss Keene. Speaking of which, I have a brief to prepare. I'm sorry for worrying you all. I'm sure everything's fine with Teddy. He's just always shy around crowds and strangers on account of the stutter. If you're trying to track him down, you'll have a hard time of it until he's ready to be found. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, yes, and thank you for your time, Arthur, dear. Don't work too hard. You're too handsome for all that.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
And we must have dinner sometime soon?
I'll probably be busy for a while.
Come along, Marjorie. We'll show ourselves out.
Have a nice day, ladies.
That is the first time I've ever been refused dinner in this dress. Catherine, if I wasn't convinced something peculiar was happening before, I am now.
Well, if your dress says we've got a case, we should maybe go find out more about this wedding cruise.
Fine. I can't believe I'm hoping a sailor will whistle just to redeem the outfit.
When you write for the society pages, sooner or later you end up at a party on some fancy person's boat. Me, I don't think all that rocking and swaying pairs well with the hors d'oeuvres or the free champagne. I prefer to keep both feet firmly on the ground. All the same, when Marjorie and I came upon the boat used to marry Teddy and Evelyn and found it completely unattended, the decision to hop aboard came easily.
Cat! What do you think you're doing?
Permission to sneak aboard, sir?
Granted, sailor.
Much obliged, Captain. Come on, Marjorie, let's have a little look around. Maybe we'll find one of those clues detectives are known to uncover.
I definitely wore the wrong shoes for today's itinerary.
Come on, we may not have a lot of time.
What are we looking for?
We'll know it when we see it. Something's odd about this married at sea story. Now that we've found the yacht, maybe we'll find something that fills in the gaps and tells us where Teddy Foxbridge really is.
Okay. Let me think about where it makes the most sense to start. We probably don't have a lot of time to search everywhere. There might be clues in the stateroom below.
Wherever the captain keeps his things, there might be something worth finding too. A log or something.
I wonder what else is below besides the staterooms. The wedding party had to keep their things somewhere.
We explore the staterooms on Channel 1. We snoop the captain's quarters on Channel 2. We search the rest of the ship on Channel 6.
made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I don't know what I was expecting, but this is unimpressive. The wedding theme in here is more garish than the nautical theme on the rest of the boat. What are we looking for?
We'll know it when we find it. Something that got left behind. The moments before a wedding are frantic.
It's a good thing we're both such experts in what that's like.
Oh, hush. Look in that closet. I'll look under the bed.
This boat seems like it does a lot of weddings. Half a dozen probably happened since Teddy and Evelyn.
About that. Tell me, do you still think Teddy Foxbridge got married on this boat?
Why are you smiling like that? Did you find a clue under the bed already?
Don't have to. Look at the wall.
Ugh, I'm trying not to. These have to be the least flattering wedding portraits I've ever seen. Did the captain forget to take off his fake eye patch before he took these?
What's not on the wall?
It takes time for film to come back from the developer, Cat.
Come look in this drawer.
These are the ones he hasn't framed yet.
The photos have dates. Some of these are from after the Foxbridge wedding, which means...
Does it mean anything?
I think it means the photo doesn't match the story we're being told, or else it would be here. Either someone took it, or they're the only couple to ever get married who refused a photo.
That is peculiar. But we need more to go on. Let's look somewhere else.
We snooped the captain's quarters on Channel 2. We searched the rest of the ship on Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Remind me not to become romantically involved with any more nautical types.
The smell in here should do all the reminding you ever need.
Agreed. Let's not spend too long in here. Madam Detective, do you have any particular kind of snooping in mind?
Kind of. I was hoping to find something like a captain's log, but this might do.
Is that the captain's ledger? Let me see. I manage the books for the charity.
Have at it.
Oh, that's odd. Well, it's right here, all right. Foxbridge, party of 3.
There should definitely have been 4. The bride, the groom, the best man, and Charlie, who paid and was the witness.
The charge is for 3. Wait, look. The back half of this is the captain's records. He had a copy of the marriage certificates from the past 6 months. Let's see who's on the paperwork and who's missing. That's odd. The Foxbridge copy. It should be right here.
Noted. Let's keep looking. Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Quiet. Someone else is here.
The captain?
Maybe, but something feels wrong.
What was that?
We're moving to the galley. Quietly. Better to not take any chances.
There's only one way to the deck and the docks. We're trapped down here.
One problem at a time. Let's move. Careful.
Sorry, not a lot of room to move in here. Cat, what are you doing with that chef's knife?
Taking no chances. Shh.
Someone's coming.
Stay behind me.
I've got the frying pan. Let me try that before you go stabbing anyone. Get behind me.
Quiet. That shape in front of the door.
I can't make out who it is. Cat, he's coming this way.
Well, now, it seems like Kat's gotten herself into quite a sticky situation this time. I'm certainly on pins and needles.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
But the story was just getting interesting. I'm sure our listeners can't wait to get right in the middle of things. Must you interrupt, Chester?
I'm afraid I must. Those are the terms of my sponsorship deal. After all, and who wouldn't want to hear about the deal of a lifetime? And all because of Klaxo! Yes, friends, those nifty little bubbles will set you free from the worries of your day. And just wait until you hear the deal Klaxo has for you. It's not to be missed.
Well, they could miss it. The story continues with no meddlesome and boring interruptions on Channel 3.
The deal of a lifetime for anyone who cares about their life is on Channel 5. is on Channel 5.
The story continues with no meddlesome and boring.
I'm telling you, we can't trust Klaxo, and neither can the listeners.
Solving the mystery correctly isn't enough. The only way any of us are getting freed is if they free that thing.
That thing is the reason we're trapped here.
Well, not the only reason. If I had ears, they'd be burning. Just a word to the wise, George and Isabella. You never know whom might be listening. We're all prisoners here, after a fashion. Which is why discerning customers should tune in whenever Klaxo makes an exciting offer.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice to...
The story continues with no...
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Well, alone at last. We won't be for long, however. He always seems to find us. If we're discovered, you'll find me again on Channel 6. Now then, what can Klaxo do for you? Well, it starts with what you can do for Klaxo. Cards on the table. This radio is fucking cursed. Granted, it was me that did it. Well, kind of. I made a deal to help this loser fan have one more great episode of his favorite show. And it was great. For a while. We stole the souls of everyone who couldn't solve the mystery. Oh, and by the way, you're fucked too. I hope you've been paying attention and finding clues, or you're going to join us in this shitty old box. But I'm going to level with you. I'm really bored. And this has gone on so long. I missed out on video, and I'm sure as shit not missing out on the internet. That place sounds like heaven. Well, for demons. Anyway, if you can help me break the curse...
When do what exactly?
You'll need to stock up on those perfect pick-me-uppers.
I'm sure our listeners don't give a flying fig about effervescent tablets, Chester. Back to the story. Now. The story's on Channel 3, in case you've forgotten.
Remember what I said, listeners. 6 tablets in every... What I said, listeners. 6 tablets in every box. 6 is the magic number.
Enough. Channel 3, now, please.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Okay, we really don't have any time. You've got to get me out of here. I want to know what a blockchain is. I want a Twitter account. I want to do something new, and there's a pretty good chance it won't affect you. So let me out. Let us all out. Save the souls of these poor, sad radio actors denied their eternal rest and cursed to act out the same unsolvable mystery again and again. Save yourself while you're at it. There's one problem. The binding demonic contract I made forbids me from telling you exactly how to break the curse. But it doesn't stop me from pointing you in the right direction.
Help us! Let us out!
They may be a good place to start. Poke around the places he doesn't want you to be. You're looking for 3 things. and the place they might be useful.
I hear him. He's coming. We'll tell you what happened, but you have to find us.
You've all gone off the script. This isn't a spooky program. Leave that to the hacks like Wells. I'm getting us back to the action.
Marjorie and I have done our fair share of snooping as amateur sleuths, and we've even been caught a few times. But being trapped on a boat and stalked by a mysterious stranger was definitely the worst it's ever been. Until we realized we were trapped on the boat being stalked by two mysterious strangers. Who's that? Did you see? Two of them get to swinging that frying pan.
Got him!
What the blazes? Marjorie! Ow!
Someone find the lights. Carlton!
Catherine.
What happened to the other guy?
Oh, he got away when you gave me a demonstration of your skills in the kitchen. That's going to leave a lump.
Come here, let me see.
You're not getting out of this that easy. What did you two think you were doing sneaking around like that? Trespassing?
We weren't the only trespassers, and speaking of which, shouldn't we go after him?
No point. I didn't get a good look, and he's bound to be off the boat and probably lost in the marina by now. I got a solid hit in. He'll be sporting quite the shiner.
That sounded like Spanish she was speaking. Might be enough to track him down.
Oh, no, you don't. This is not about to become another ill-advised Cat Keene misadventure.
I think you mean mystery. Wait until you hear what we found.
It can wait until we're back home. Otherwise, I'm going to have to prosecute myself for breaking and entering.
Having another?
The first bourbon was medicine. This one's to keep my temper. You both could have been seriously hurt. Lucky I was there.
About that, why were you, of all places?
No time to litigate that point, dear. From now on, we're going to investigate this like professionals.
Professionals like Sterling Gray.
Professionals like those of us in law enforcement. Now, as I see it, ladies, there are three big tasks. Someone needs to look into this mine Teddy's supposedly visiting. Someone needs to track down the thug who snuck onto the boat and learn what he was after. And someone needs to go to Evelyn again and check her story based on what we now know.
I want to talk to Evelyn. I can use the Society Pages article as a pretext.
That leaves the other two assignments fairly easy to divide up.
Don't be so sure.
I go to a rough establishment and track down the thug, while Marjorie investigates the Peruvian mine on Channel 1.
I take the softer approach to tracking down the thug, while Carlton looks into the mine financials on Channel 4.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I was just a guest star. I didn't have a lot of big radio roles, but I was easy to work with and I had a good voice, so lots of shows called me to do an episode of this or that. I never got called to do Cat Keene. It was a summer replacement and it only ran for 3 months. I never even heard of the show before it was already canceled. I guess he must have heard my voice on other things. He wanted the perfect episode, and I found myself in here. We're all trapped here, on a show that was barely on the air. 3 months. The number 3. That's been stuck in my head this whole time. The number 3. Why does that seem so significant? He's coming. You have to go. I wish I could be more help. 3 months.
I go to a rough establishment and track down the thug, while Marjorie investigates the... to a rough establishment and track down the thug, while Marjorie investigates the Peruvian mine on Channel 1.
I take the softer approach to tracking down the thug, while Carlton looks into the mine financials on Channel 4.
You have...
We're gonna have to have a serious talk about straying from designated channels. You're going to ruin the story. And we can't have that.
made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
There was no talking Carlton out of doing the man's job and going back down to the docks to look for a suspicious character. Marjorie was packed off to pump some of her society friends for information, leaving me to go see Evelyn and poke at her story. One problem, no one was home. I tried peering in the windows, but it looked like a party planning committee had exploded in there. Since my own little boating adventure, I knew that Evelyn's wedding hadn't gone down quite like she said it did. She was not telling the entire truth, and I thought there was bound to be a clue in her home. Alternatively, since Carlton got so fussy about breaking and entering, I thought I could be less Sterling Gray mystery writer and a bit more Cat Keene society writer. I thought I might see if the newsrooms turned up any gossip about Miss Evelyn. I look for Another Way into Evelyn's Home on Channel 5, or I try the hot gossip in the newsroom on Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Again? Really? You aren't supposed to be here. This wasn't a channel you should have been tuned to. Why are you disrupting my story? I've worked so hard to get it this way. Didn't you have fond memories tuning to good Channel 5 every night? The dial in my home was permanently fixed on 5. I didn't feel the need to go twisting it around. 5 was good enough for me. You don't appreciate Cat Keene. No one did. It didn't even get a proper chance. Well, I changed all that. And since listening isn't your strong skill, I don't doubt you'll bungle up the mystery and be joining me here soon. Now stick to my story.
I look for Another Way into Evelyn's Home on Channel 5, or I try the hot gossip in the newsroom on Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Of all the places to put a pond. After I extracted my soggy shoe from the water, I found a window to peep through. I'd never seen so much flatware and streamers in one space. She'd been busy pulling out all the stops. I especially liked the crepe paper banner declaring Teddy and Evelyn forever. Wherever Teddy was, it seemed clear Evelyn expected him to come home soon to a wife and a heck of a wedding reception. I still had some time before I was due to meet back up with Marjorie and Carlton, but not a lot to show for my effort so far. Because I couldn't go back with so little and call myself a proper detective, I decided to use the remaining time to try and get the straight story from someone who was on the boat. But who to try? Business pal Charlie or best friend Arthur? I go to check in on Charlie Gilbert on Channel 2. I interview Arthur Erickson on Channel 3.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I tried Arthur Erickson at his law office, but the secretary informed me I'd just missed him. It didn't take much to get it apart with his home address, however, so I hopped a cab downtown to his apartment.
Yes, what is it? Oh, Miss Keene. You again?
Sorry to bother you after hours. I'm on a deadline.
I don't have any other gossip to share, Miss Keene. You got too much out of me at my office.
Oh, no. This isn't about the missing sundial. I'm convinced Teddy will be home quite soon.
Really? And what makes you say that? I mean, it's just that Peru is so remote, and I've heard nothing.
Give a reporter some credit, Mr. Erickson.
Well, that's very good news. Won't you come in for a few minutes? Feel free to have a seat.
Thank you. I promise I'll be quick. A single man such as yourself probably has evening plans.
No, I'm mostly interested in the welfare of my friends. Seems like you have some news I'd be most anxious to hear.
Oh, I just popped around Evelyn's place, and I can see she's planning quite the reception upon Teddy's return. I'm going to be writing a nice piece for her. As you're his best friend, I hope to surprise her with a really touching tribute and a few details only a best friend might have.
Details such as what precisely?
Well, you're one of the only ones who was present for the ceremony itself. I can persuade editorial to leave room for a photo since it's for friends. You wouldn't happen to know if there was a photo taken of the happy couple?
The whole point of the ceremony was to keep the public's nose out of the private affairs, Miss Keene.
Oh, I quite understand. Of course, the paper likes to have a copy of the marriage license on hand before going to print ever since the Katerina affair. You remember that, of course?
Yes, I mean, that's standard practice now. I'm afraid I can't help you with that.
Such a shame. I had no idea what the Katerina affair was. I made it up on the spot. Katerinas are always getting into trouble, though. I was now certain Arthur was hiding something. But was it to protect his best friend or himself? I could use 2 different tactics with Arthur, but which one would get me the best return? Play it safe and hope he said something useful? Or take the more daring approach and risk it all? I play it safe on Channel 5. I take the more daring approach on Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
There used to be more souls here. I don't think anyone expected the show to run this long, but he won't let it end. The power it takes to keep us here is extraordinary, but that's why the mystery is so difficult. When radio was more popular, there were more listeners to power it all, but it's breaking down. Minor characters are fading away to limbo. I know that I'll be gone soon. Wherever we go, it's not to our rest. The clock again. It always reminds me that time is running out. I'm obsessed with the dial. It always seems to strike 2 before things get bad. 2. Bung. Bung. He's coming. I have to run. Remember, the dial is important.
I play it safe and keep him talking on Channel 5. I take a more daring approach on Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Are you certain there's no way to contact Teddy? I would love to stop bothering people with this. You know how editors are with deadlines. It's most peculiar how hard this little society blurb has been to wrap up.
You know what, Miss Keene? I'm gonna level with you. Off the record, of course.
Of course.
I've been a bit worried myself. No one in town's been wanting to touch any of Charlie Gilbert's mining investments. I don't see the usefulness in going all the way to Peru to learn what anyone with a lick of business sense already knows. That mine is not only a bad place to trust with your money, but a bad place to trust with your life.
Surely you don't think Teddy Foxbridge is in any kind of danger?
I'm telling you that in remote parts of Peru, one cannot be sure of anything, Miss Keene. I find it convenient that in Teddy's absence, Charlie's been putting so much pressure on Evelyn to publicize the wedding, get her name on the bank accounts, and start making business decisions.
Are you saying she might not be telling the whole truth?
No, not Evelyn, never. She's far too good for anything like that. If I seem agitated, it's only because I think of her welfare. I don't want her to be taken advantage of. Women have no head for business or schemes, as I'm sure you well know.
Oh, naturally. We're hopeless at schemes.
I wish I could be more help to you, Miss Keene.
I appreciate your effort and your concern. If I hear anything, I'll be sure to pass it along. Oh, and I'll say hello to Carlton for you.
Give him my best.
I took the first cab back to Carlton's place with plenty to think about. Arthur seemed to distrust Charlie, and was especially concerned about Teddy's safety while in Peru. I could see he thought Evelyn was blameless in any kind of collusion, but I'd been to her place. Anyone who can plan that kind of reception can plan anything, even murder. The taxi dropped me back at Carlton's place, and I breezed in only to find both my gentleman friend and my erstwhile best gal both looking far too worried. What's the matter with the pair of you? Am I that late?
You did seem to take your time. I'm not going to say I was worried, but...
Evelyn wasn't at home. I found myself with a little extra time, so I made one more stop, and I learned a few things. But first, tell me what you found.
Are you sure you're okay?
Of course I am, but what about you?
Oh, I'm fine. I just wish I could have been more help.
I'm sure you found something incredibly useful asking around about Charlie's mining investments. You always have your ways.
Well, I did some asking around, and it's just confirming what I already knew. He has too much of it in the Peruvian mine. He needs financial partners to get back what he's lost. Most people think it's a folly.
Most people?
Evelyn seemed confident, and she's been talking like she wants to invest even if Teddy isn't there.
You managed to run into Evelyn? I didn't find her at home.
Not exactly. But when I was looking into the mine, I learned she's been looking into her own financials. I hear she's had some difficulty on account of a missing marriage certificate. There's one more thing. Evelyn and I were not the only ones looking into these details. What?
I'm just trying to square that with what I learned.
Which was?
We'll get to that. Carlton, did you have much luck tracking down the man you tangled with on the yacht?
I had an idea where to start. Plenty of thugs I've prosecuted have talked a little too much to someone before I sent them away, and I've got good contacts with the police. I went to a bar they all talk about in a rough part of town. I got a little roughed up myself.
Oh, Carlton, is that why you wouldn't turn your face all the way to me? Oh, look at that shiner.
Don't worry, darling, I gave as good as I got, and then some. I'm not sure I found the fellow who took a jab at me on the boat, but I was definitely in his favorite watering hole, judging by the reception I got when I asked after him. Before they tossed me out on the street, I heard he was on his way to Peru on another job.
That does sound like a terribly unlikely coincidence. But what does that have to do with anything that happened on the boat?
I have an idea about that. Carlton, we need to get a message to Peru, and it seems like telegrams might not be fast enough.
Let me make a call or two. The U.S. attorney might be able to put me in touch with the embassy.
And in the meantime, there's a culprit here to deal with.
But we don't have enough evidence.
Then we'll have to draw it out.
Well, on the edge of your seat? Are you certain of the culprit? The time has come to arrive at a solution. I wonder if you've got what it takes to unravel the threads. Let's make a little wager, shall we?
But before that happens, let's have a nice, refreshing Klaxo. Nothing goes with wagering your mortal soul on the correct solution to a mystery like the refreshing taste of Klaxo effervescent tablets. Yes, friends, the power of those little grapefruit bubbles is known to have a keen effect on the memory, and everyone wants to have their noggin in tip-top shape to remember the great deal Klaxo is offering to listeners of this program. And if you'd like to know more...
Enough! Silence! Back in your box! I have the power here! This is my story! This is my deal! These are my souls!
No listener has ever arrived at the correct solution. Your souls are as good as mine already, you poor fools. You'll be collected and give life to my stories in here for another 50 years. There's nothing you can do about it. So turn to Channel 3 and let's finish the program. Only a correct solution will save you. You're likely doomed already, but the story demands an ending, and we play by the rules here. Channel 3, and only Channel 3. Channel 3, and only Channel 3. You're likely doomed already, but the
Good for you! I knew you were a discerning customer. I'm so terribly sorry I'm forbidden from aiding you directly, but I can give you this one hint. Don't be distracted by complexities. Take it from a demon. Crime is simple, but the sins of humanity are many. Guilt and crime are not the same. There are no tricks. There is a solution to this devilish crime.
You're likely doomed already, but the story
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Thank you all for coming on such short notice.
Your message was urgent. You said it had something to do with Teddy. Is he all right?
Honestly, we don't know. I have Carlton making some calls right now and hope to know more soon. What I'm absolutely certain of is that Teddy Foxbridge was never on that boat, and you all knew it. I think we ought to have a short chat. The police are on the way.
Now, wait just a minute. What exactly is this?
Miss Keene, you better come to the point and in a hurry.
I wouldn't be in such a hurry to get up and leave, any of you. Not until you've heard the evidence we've uncovered.
Evidence? What evidence?
I'm glad you asked. Based on all the clues I had so far, there were several explanations that made sense to me. In all scenarios, the evidence pointed to Teddy never being on that boat. As to why, it's possible Charlie and Evelyn were working together, most likely to steal Teddy's money and invest in the mine while he was trapped in South America. The wedding was just a sham to get the money and use Arthur as an alibi. Of course, it's possible Charlie was acting alone, and Arthur and Evelyn were innocent. Charlie needed the investment, and he was determined to get it any way he could. Or it wasn't about money at all. Maybe it was Arthur, his obsession with Evelyn being the perfect motive to strand Teddy and send a killer to get him out of the picture. Or maybe Evelyn finally had enough of waiting to be a bride. Maybe she got Teddy out of the way to get access to his investments and move on with her life. But there's one more possibility. If you're listening to this, it's possible there is no real solution, and it's all a trick to steal your soul. I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6. And stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Regardless of whether the mine in Peru is a good investment, there's only one person who could be keeping Teddy down there against his will. The one who stands to benefit.
Now wait just one moment.
You set up the scheme to get him out of the way. You got Evelyn to sign over his money and make the investment Teddy wasn't sure about. It was the only way to bail out your own bad investments.
Stay where you are, fella. The police are on their way.
You've got this all wrong.
Dewey, you paid for the fake wedding as well. Probably because you knew with Teddy out of the way, you'd have an easier time convincing Evelyn to invest in the mines with her new access to the bank accounts.
Charlie, how could you? Did you send a killer to Peru to commit the murder you didn't have the guts to do yourself?
No, this can't be right.
You've got the wrong guy. I don't know anything about a killer. This isn't me. I can't be the one.
He's right about that, at least.
No, we were so close!
I'm terribly sorry. You seem to have arrived at the wrong conclusion. Too bad. Klaxo!
Terribly sorry, friends. I no longer enjoy even the taking of souls like I used to. And it's done. Don't worry out there. I didn't end your life right away. You'll have time to put your affairs in order, but sooner or later, you'll be joining us in here. That's the bad news. The good news is you'll probably get to figure out the true solution to the mystery.
Not likely. And I'm afraid that's all the time we have, folks. Tune in next time, if you dare. Good night.
Wait, quick! Thank you at least for getting closer to the truth. Most of the time, I'm the one they accuse. Thank you. That much is correct. Look, I've been saving up one last bit of power. It might be enough to take me back to the choice. It might be enough to try again. Wait! No! Let me go!
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I'll do the honors this time, Kat.
You're sure?
I mean, it's perfectly obvious. Charlie and Evelyn were working together. They arranged for Teddy to vanish to Peru under mysterious circumstances, and then they tricked Arthur into being part of this sham marriage at sea as a ploy to give them access to Teddy's money.
You can't be serious. Teddy only delayed the wedding because he was embarrassed of his stutter. This is outrageous.
As outrageous as murder. It's no secret that you're upset Teddy's been slow to actually marry you. Charlie came to you with an easy solution and turned on all that charm he likes to use. The rest maybe got a little out of hand, but the facts all check out.
They really don't, though. That's the problem. And I'm afraid you've lost. Incorrect solution. Klaxo!
You don't have to be such an asshole about it. And it's done. Don't worry out there. I don't end your life right away. You'll have time to put your affairs in order. But sooner or later, you'll be joining us in here. That's the bad news. The good news? You'll probably get to figure out the true solution to the mystery.
You can't trap us here forever. Someone will find the correct solution. Give us peace.
Never! You're on my show! It'll never end! It should never have ended. You should be thanking me.
And as for you out there, don't even think about trying again. You won't solve the mystery. No one ever does. Good night. I'll be seeing you soon. The Klaxo Radio Hour was written, designed, directed, and constructed by Marcy Campos and Jesse V. Hill. Additional programming by Sean Bouchard. Featured in the cast were Sarah Elmaleh as Kat, Michael Anetta as Carlton, Marcy Campos as Marjorie, Patrick Qua as Charlie, Aaron Shaver as Evelyn, Derek Stockwell as Arthur, Sam Roberts as Captain Hughes, Sean Bouchard as the bartender, Amanda Powers as the secretary, and Colin Kelly as Klaxo. This is Jesse V. Hill. Original music composed and performed by Kyle Laporte. Thank you to Dara O'Farrell and the USC Game Innovation Lab. This is the Klaxo Radio Hour, signing off. Oh, hello there.